All right, so whether you're a first-time home buyer or an experienced investor, mastering the fundamentals of property ownership is essential for achieving long-term financial success. So this morning, Carlton will help us unlock a few secrets to the real estate market and help us pave the way to a brighter financial future. Over to you, Carlton.
Good morning, Carlton. Fresh from your escapades in the corner office. Welcome to our corner office.
Definitely, I like this corner office as well.
How was your last experience, by the way, before you get jumped in?
The last filming on the one that was aired.
No. Well, the last one I can speak of is the sim racing.
Sim racing, that was crazy. Can you believe that there's the actual sim racing is at the real car, like shake. At one point, I'm driving here, me a ball out murder.
Also, it was difficult.
It was difficult.
Okay, just difficult. For the record, just making sure it was difficult.
Yes, it was.
All right.
Dennis, so.
And what do you have coming up next?
Thursday, we have Brescia. I'll speak of that at the end of the show.
Nice. All right.
So we want to jump into real estate this morning, and I heard you mention home ownership. I didn't want to stop it right there because real estate does not only include just home ownership. A lot of time persons get an income from real estate, but before you can get an income, you need to first own the real estate. And real estate can mean land, it can mean your home, it can be commercial property. You can get a commercial space, which is also on the commercial side for real estate. Yeah? So let's jump into it this morning. So before you can get income from real estate, you first need to own real estate.
Right.
And that may be daunting for some persons. How do I own real estate? How do I get into the real estate market? And you want to find that out as best as you possibly can. So, number one, make sure that you are ready for the real estate market. Make sure you're ready for a home, for the land, for the commercial space. Just ensure that you are ready with all the challenges that come along with real estate. So make sure that you are ready. Number two, get your finances in order. As I mentioned the last week, when you're getting into real estate, you need to have things like your deposit down, stuff like that. Your fees need to be down. You want to look at the price, where the market is at right now. And as you know, many persons know, are experiencing challenges getting into the real estate market because prices have been going up. Inflation has driven up the price of property. And so you find that persons are complaining a little bit now that the real estate market is difficult to get into. But the reality
is it inflationary or is it purely based on demand? Like everybody wants a property.
So everybody wants a property, but inflation generally impacts real estate as well. So as interest rates goes up, prices go up, general persons who are in real estate market, their value goes up as well during an inflation increase. So both things are driving the cost. But I see the persons all the time, real estate was always difficult. When I was doing my property maybe 15, 20 years ago, it was hard. So it will require some sacrifice, nonetheless, irrespective of what year you are buying real estate. All right? So what's important as well, number 5, is to know the right mortgage provider. And that is so important. Shop around. Know where you're getting the mortgage from. Do not just say, well, my mother did go X bank, so I'm going to go X bank. Shop around because rates are important when it comes on to your mortgage payments every single month. Shop around. You want to also get pre-approved. Why do you want to get pre-approved? You want to know how much money you can get to purchase the property. So you can start looking in your space where you can afford. It does not make sense you can afford something for $15 million, but because you want to keep up with the Jones, you're buying something for $20 million or stretching yourself extremely thin. When it comes to real estate, do not stretch yourself too thin because it adds up. We discussed last week concerning the fees and maintenance and stuff like that, and you guys can attest to it. As homeowners, you know that there are some costs which comes on the back end of owning a home, which if you're not ready for it, that'll eat us up on. So you want to ensure that you are considering that as well. Get a real estate agent. I said, all right, get a realtor to walk through the process. So you know that now you can afford $30 million for a house. You speak to your realtor and say, hey, I can afford this. I want to live in this particular area. Make a list of what you want and walk through that with your real estate agent. It is so important. And then you start looking with them. Get a lawyer. I tell people all the time, get a lawyer. I know we can read the sales agreement. I know we all can read. But get a lawyer who's experienced in the field to walk you through the process. To communicate with the vendor's attorney to ensure that your best interest is being looked after. You don't want to just assume all of this. I've known persons who did not.
Especially that part about having someone to communicate with the vendor's attorney. You, the purchaser, don't want to be engaging in that conversation. Let lawyers talk to lawyers.
So you want to get that out of the way. I know the legal fees sometimes are challenged, generally about 3% of the cost of the property, and you say, well, it's 3%, but it saves you time and money. So you
and
want to do that
sometimes
as
they'll
well.
suggest that you share the lawyer and split it 1.5, 1.5. I don't always recommend that because you want somebody who operates in your best interest.
That is it. So I recommend that as well. Get your own lawyer. Don't split in the account because you want to save $100,000. And then once you get the property, you know of a lawyer, you can now make your offer once you're comfortable and start the mortgage process. What are the banks looking for, or the lenders who are giving you the mortgage? General typical things.
Know your
Submit
customer.
your KY. You come class, you're bright, you're ready for the class. I like that. Know your customer. KYC documentation, your ID, TRN, proof of income, proof of address where you're currently living now. We discussed credit report. It's important that you get credit report as well. You want to get your sales agreement in place because you need to know when you should pay this, how many days you have left. You don't want to not meet the deadline and then you are losing deposit and stuff like that. You want to ensure that's happening. You need a survey ID report.
Yes.
That is basically you looking to see the land that I am buying or the house I'm buying is not encroaching on someone else's property, or theirs is encroaching on the one that I am buying. You want to ensure the caveats on the title are being adhered to. You want to know that you have access to your property, and the survey ID report will tell you all of that. It is so important. Sometimes you buy a property and it has encroachment and it cannot be sold because of different issues that you're having. All right? A valuation report is important. You want to know what you're buying and what it values. You don't want to buy something value $10 million and you're paying $15 million. Off the bat there, you are losing when it comes down to real estate, and you want to find that out. I want to jump into a little hack because we're closing out now. Person that's in I cannot afford it. I know somebody, personally I've dealt with it. You want to get into real estate, but it's very much expensive now. Think about sharing, coming together. So I know a group of friends, they came together and they bought a piece of property in a very nice area where maybe as an individual you maybe can't afford it on your own. You buy a half acre of land, for example, for $20 million, $25 million, between 4 or 5 of you. That is $5 million per person. And then you subdivide that land. So you're now each having a plot of land for an X amount in a nice area because you're coming together with somebody else. A long process, but it's a worthwhile process to own a piece of real estate. And it's something that you want to have done. And that's it for me this morning. So if you want to go through that process, you need mortgage, you know where to find me. I can do that and walk you through. And guess what? You do not want to miss Coroner Office. This Thursday at 8 p.m., we are doing the office of Brescia. We are in their corner office. Look at their bags. How did they start? The entire journey and process. You don't want to miss this. Tune in on Thursday at 8 p.m.
I really want to see that. Really cool brand.
Yes. So I'll see you all on Thursday.
All right.
You know where to find me. Have a good one, guys.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Carlton. Well, from Maxfield to the University of Missouri, we make a diaspora link-up that you don't want to miss. Stay with us.
I've actually